This episode is brought to you by, I put on some makeup and I'm trying for you people, so I hope you appreciate it. This episode feels weird to me because my partner Michael is actually home while I'm recording, so I feel a little awkward. It's kind of forcing me to realize the fact that like someone's listening, which is sort of the point, but it still feels sort of weird. I'm gonna power through. He said he was gonna walk into the room naked. Pretty sure he was kidding. If he does, I'll edit it out and you'll never know. Anyway, for those of you who are new, hi, my name's Kelly. This is Pickle Knits, a knitting and yarn podcast. For those of you who are back, thanks for watching again, welcome back. This week I feel like I actually do have a decent amount of stuff to talk about, which is not how I felt like the last two episodes, so this is nice. I have some acquisitions to show you, I have some FOs to show you, I'm going to talk about some things I've cast on, and I've got a giveaway winner to announce. Isn't that fun? So let's just dive right in. Step one, I'm going to talk FOs because why not? So last week I was raving about Rachel Brockman's Until Dawn, beautiful cabled hat, and she was lovely and gifted me a copy of the pattern because she's super sweet, and I cast it on like immediately and I finished it in pretty much like 2 evenings. So let me show you. Bam! You're seeing the color much better this time. I was trying to show you the yarn last week and you couldn't really see the color, but here we are. Perfect. This is Chloe and Spud. Clud and Spoey, nice. Chloe and Spud sweater, and the colorway is Grape Jelly. You can see, there we go. It's a nice like reddy kind of purple. And let me just flash these cables at you for a second. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So I did some variations on the pattern. I did the brim with a size 6 needle instead of a size 7 because I didn't have a size 7. Going back, would I do it with the size 7? Yeah, I probably would. But it's not a problem. And next time I do one of these, I will do a longer brim so that you can fold it over. I just didn't have a lot of yarn to work with, so I kept it a little shorter. But other than that, I didn't really make any changes. Let me swap hats real quick. Oh yeah. It's cozy, it's warm, it's cool. I think this makes a nice unisex hat. Like, pretty much anybody can rock this. Do it in different colors. It would look really awesome in a tweed. I believe the sample they have shot for the pattern is in a tweed. That would look good. I feel like speckles would be really interesting. There's a lot you can do with this pattern. Yeah, really loved it. Really loved it. So thank you, Rachel. That was very nice of you to send me a copy. And I decided to pay that forward by gifting a copy to a listener, viewer. And I asked you guys to send me via Ravelry your favorite games, and I had some fun submissions. And the winner is, and I'm gonna guess that your name is Samantha, or you're going by Sammy. Let me just stick your Ravelry name down here, but I have not sent that to you as of this recording, but I will be sending you a copy of the pattern in your Ravelry mailbox by the time this goes live, so congratulations. I hope you love the pattern as much as I did. I'm definitely going to be making more of these. I had to pick up some worsted weight yarns so that I could bang out more of these, and I got myself a size 7 needle. But I will show all of that later on when I show you my stashquisitions. So thrilled to death with this. I've been wearing it a bunch at work. Love it. And basically the minute I finished this hat, I cast on this hat. So this is Gather by Tin Can Knits. I know I said I was gonna knit like anyone else's patterns, and I did. I did a Rachel Brockman, and then I just went right back into Tin Can Knits because I'm obsessed. So go check out their patterns if you haven't already. They're fantastic. But this is their Gather hat. The pattern actually comes with a hat and a cowl pattern with the matching stitch pattern. So they call this smock stitch if you're not familiar. Let me kind of hold that out. There we go. So in this case it made these lovely hexagons. This is super, super easy to do. I'm not going to give you like the secret sauce of the pattern because it is a paid for pattern and you should pay for it. But to do this stitch, you're really just sticking your right hand needle in between the number of stitches they tell you to on your left hand needle. So there you go. Okay, so say I have to smock 4. So I would stick my needle into the space in between the 4th and 5th stitches. If you can see that. I'm not actually inserting into a stitch like I'm going to knit. I'm inserting just in between 2 stitches on the left hand needle, and then you're drawing a loop through as if you're like picking up a stitch there, and then you stick it onto the left hand needle, and then you knit that together with the first stitch. And that's how you get that nice effect. Much simpler than the finished object would suggest it was. And it was really fun and easy to knit. I also finished this very quickly. It was a lot of fun to do. I'll definitely be doing more of these. This pattern calls for a DK weight yarn. So this was done in Rowan Extra Fine Merino DK, Super Fine Merino DK. It's either extra fine or super fine, and I don't remember which one. Yeah, this was so quick and easy to work up. I think it was a size 6 and a size 8 US needle. So I've been loving this hat as well. Really just banging out hats in the last week. Really happy with them. Hats are so fun because they're satisfying. They're just done so fast. Unless you get distracted. Hey, that's fine. Hi kitty, why are you yelling at me? Yeah, so either one of these would be a fantastic like last minute gift because it's gonna look like you labored on it for like weeks and weeks, and the secret is that you did it in like 4 hours. Definitely recommend both of these patterns. If you haven't checked out Rachel Brockman or Tin Can Knits, what are you waiting for? Go do it. They've got great stuff. And Tin Can Knits, they actually write their patterns, I've probably already said this, but they write their patterns in a full range of sizes from newborn up to like 4XL. When we're talking about things like sweaters, hats, it'll just be like baby to like adult large. So you really can like make everyone in your family a matching hat or a matching sweater or whatever. How fun is that? So yeah, these two, do them. It's my opinion. And then what is currently on the needles? I'm still working on my bonfire blanket, which I have not shown yet on this podcast. It is a gift. I don't know if the person who's receiving it watches this, so not flashing it so far. I did finally make a little bit of progress on it this past week. I was traveling for work and I stayed overnight in Maryland and forced myself to only take that project so that I could make some progress on it. And I did. It is something like 65% done. I just need to do a few more chart repeats. When I first started working on the pattern, I would sit down and do like 1 repeat of the chart every day, and it was like exciting. And then I got distracted by other projects and I do like 5 rows and I'm like, that's enough. I still have lots of time to get it done in time for Christmas, but I should start like taking that seriously. So I will probably show all of my gift knits on the podcast episode right before Christmas because I will probably upload it on Saturday or Sunday, and then Christmas will be Monday, and I don't think any of the people receiving gifts will watch it between that and Christmas, so whatever, no spoilers, I guess. So you'll see those later. Also, what's currently on the needles, this is really the only thing I'm working on other than the blanket. My Blueberry Beach socks I'm ignoring still. I goofed up one row and that is enough for me to be like, ignore forever. You are no sock of mine. But I picked up some yarn for a Christmas present. I'm swatching right now. I'll let you guess what I'm working on that I might be swatching for. I'll tell you that I don't swatch for hats or gloves or socks or scarves or cowls or shawls. So you can fill in the blanks there. Isn't that a fun color? Look how teal that is. I love it. Okay, let me get that up close. So this is, where's my ball band? Here we are. This is Valley Yarns Berkshire. So it is a 85% wool, 15% alpaca. Valley Yarns is sold exclusively by Webs, aka yarn.com. You guys know I love them. This colorway is Blue Ming, color number 30. I bought a large quantity of it. There could be a name for this kind of quantity. Let me show it to you. So again, you make your guesses as to what I could possibly be making with this large quantity of yarn. All the knitters know. But the person who will receive this mystery item absolutely watches this podcast, so I don't know what it could be. It could be anything. Maybe it is pants. It's a pair of pants. Anyway, so this is very soft and squishy. I had one pattern in mind when I picked it out, but then once I actually saw it in person, these are the hazards of buying online, it's more, are you getting that halo there? I think you are. Yeah. That didn't help. Yeah, you can see it up. Boop, boop, boop. It's a little more fuzzy than I thought, which of course it is, it's alpaca. So I think I'm gonna do a different pattern, but we'll see what my gauge swatch looks like, especially after I block it. And then we'll come back to that. So that'll be something that's done in time for Christmas, I hope. I knit fast, it'll be fine. So that counts as an acquisition because I got that large quantity of yarn that certainly we knitters don't have a name for that kind of quantity. Sorry, I'm causing earthquakes because I'm like scooching around. Sorry. But I did also get some other fun things yesterday at Wool Bearers. I've been raving about them. They're my local yarn shop. Guys, check out their website, even though it's not like a particularly spiffy website, but it does the job. So my sister's baby was due yesterday. She is so far stubbornly refusing to come earthside, so it's a waiting game. Come on, Abigail. We're all waiting for you. So I'm wearing my like baby pink today in the hopes that it'll like generate some baby juju or something. But I decided that I'm going to knit the baby a Christmas stocking because of course I am. But anyway, so I purchased this pattern. It is called Christmas Stockings and it is by Faye Kennington. So let me show you how many pages are in this. Look at that fat stack. That's a lot of pages, you guys. It's like, how many? Page 1? 12. It's 12 pages. It's a long, long, long pattern. So, look this up on Ravelry. This pattern is $15. Now, I know that that just made several of you have a heart attack. But this pattern gives you 24 different color work charts that you can mix and match to your heart's content, and you can make a, what do they say, a total of 512 different possible options. So essentially they've given you 512 patterns. So, make sure I'm not flashing pattern. No, this is just the art and stuff. Okay, so look at those stockings, aren't those fun? So I showed this to my sister and she fell in love with, oh hi kitty cat, she's yelling at me. Here we go, here's one picture of it. Whoop. There we go. This one with the reindeer and the trees, that's the one. But page number 7, I think I have one more better picture of that. 6, page 7. Here we go. Mommy, hush, Mommy's podcasting. Meow. This one right here. So, I am working on that, but I'm changing the colors. And by working on that, I mean I'm not yet. I haven't cast it on. I just lied to you all. I decided to do it in red, white, and green. So, bam. Little Cascade 220 classic. Nice red, green, and white. What do they call these colorways? Probably just like red, green, and white. But let's see. Are you scratching the carpet, you little brat? Right in front of me. I get no respect in this household. Anyway, they just do color numbers. Okay, 8505 and 8414. And I'm a fan of this green. Look at that. It's nice. And this is 8267. So those are the colors I picked. If you're not already familiar, Cascade 220 is a 100% Highland wool. Just very sturdy, pretty affordable, pretty easy to get your hands on too, and they have a big range of colors. So I picked these up at Wool Bearers yesterday. And I'll be probably casting this stocking on today or tomorrow. Really excited to work on it. And I might change the chart that's on the toe. It is currently the one they call stacking wood. So let me show you what I'm talking about again. There we go. So that in there, I might change. I might do this one down here instead. We'll see. But that's the joy of this pattern, is it gives you so many different color work charts, and it just tells you like this one, these are the ones you can use on the trim, these are the ones you can use on the toe, these are the ones you can use here or there. So I will customize it to my heart's content, but I'm gonna definitely do the reindeer and trees chart at the top on the cuff and the heart trim. So I'm looking forward to that. My family, we don't all have special stockings, but those of us who do have special stockings, like, they never get retired. My sister has one that she's had since she was an infant, and she still uses it, so I'm excited at the possibility of creating Abigail's special stocking that she might have forever. So hopefully she loves it once she's, you know, capable of doing things like that. She needs to get Earthside, young lady. Can you hear me? She cannot. Anyway, I also picked up at Webb's in the spirit, not at Webb's, I'm sorry, at Wool Bearers. I also picked up at Wool Bearers. This was a bit impulsive, but you know, 'tis the season, whatever. Also, I got my first paycheck, so I'm allowed to impulsively spend money now. Yay! Anyway, this book, Knit Christmas Stockings, and this is by Story Publishing, who do a lot of the like crafty books. It's edited by Gwen W. Steege, S-T-E-E-G-E, and all of the patterns in here are by different designers, but they're so stinking cute. I couldn't not grab this once I saw it. Look at these. Okay, the one that's really, this is like one of my favorite things ever. Let me show you a better picture of that. Here we go. Winter Wonderland. Look at that. It's got little dangling snowmen that you attach with like some I-cord or something. Look how cute, and the little pom-poms and like little nubs. I can't, it's so cute. It's so cute. In love with that one. Really in love with this one. The gifted stocking. Look at the little pockets on the front. You can stick like candy in them and stuff. That's so cute. I'm not crazy about the color scheme they did on that, but I love it. Yeah, so I've determined that I'm going to knit myself a special stocking because I don't really have one. I've had a number of stockings over the course of my life and none of them have been like particularly special. So I'm looking forward to having a special stocking. I probably won't do it in time for Christmas because I have other Christmas knitting that I do need to do, but it'll be fun. I'm also going to make one for my mom because she doesn't have a special stocking either. And I mean, come on, what are you doing without a special stocking? Look how pretty this one is. Very subtle. Nice little star pattern. That's pretty. That probably wouldn't even take long. Basically, if you can knit a sock, you can knit a stocking because it's just an oversized sock. Oh, this one's fun too. This, kind of in the vein of this pattern, it has a number of different charts that you can mix and match. They call it the mix and match stocking. Look how cute that one is. They did little elves and Christmas trees and wreaths and things. It's cute. And then there's one more I want to show you guys. It's very pretty, very elegant. The elegant stocking. That I kind of got tempted to make for the baby, but my sister picked out the reindeer one, so I will do the reindeer one. But, oh, Victorian flowers, they call it. Isn't that pretty? That's really pretty. Are you meowing at me because you're jealous? I can make you a stocking too. I am exactly that kind of person who would knit a cat stocking. Just for the record. Kitty. So that's another thing I picked up yesterday. And then I did another totally impulsive purchase. And it was... So you know how I was saying wool bearers dyes their own yarn? Damn. How gorgeous is that? The answer is so gorgeous. Okay, so this is their Kona Superwash, which is 100% merino wool. It is about 140 yards to 2 ounces. So I'm calling that like a light worsted. I'm bad at that. Anyway, and this colorway they call Purple Sage, and I bought the last 2 in the shop. Or at least the last 2 that were hanging out front. There's probably like a stock room full of it, and I was like, I have to get the last of it, and they're like, okay, sucker. But look at that, look how pretty. These shades of green and purple, really, I'm loving that like sea green right there. Oh man, and it's very soft. I mean, it's merino, of course it's very soft, but oh man, I'm in love with this. So I've got these 2. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I think that I'm going to make something for my sister-in-law, the youngest one. Maybe something like a cowl. She's about to turn 13, so it's like she's at the age where I don't really want to knit her like things where size matters because she's going to grow out of them. And it's also, you know, does a 13-year-old like really appreciate hand knit stuff? Maybe, maybe not. She's an artist herself, so maybe. But I think I'm just going to stay like this. So if you have a suggestion for a pattern, get at me. Not really sure what I want to do yet. I think a cowl. That might be nice. They're still trendy, right? I don't know. I'm not in touch with the youths. So those are all of my acquisitions for this week. I'm very excited to have had acquisitions this week, and I'm very relieved to have income on a bi-weekly basis now. I was unemployed for a couple of months, and then once I was employed, my timing with the payroll schedule was just like off, and so I went a little long without a paycheck even once I started, so it was a big relief to get one. Anyway, I also have caked up my yarn for the hat I'm gonna make for my father-in-law, which is the Go Team hat by Jill someone. I'll put it down here. I can't think of her name right now. It's in a Plucky Knitter collection though. And I'm gonna chart it so that it says fly eagles fly. It's gonna be pretty great, pretty excited about it. This is my, these two are my Molly Girl yarns in her baseline base. Nice fingering weight. I've got the bands right here. What is your 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So these would make excellent socks, but that's just not what I'm planning to do with it in this case. Actually, I'll have plenty of leftovers, so maybe I can still make socks. The green color is called Stop Wondering, and the gray is called Between Halloweens. So let me flash you these ball bands. I know I raved about this right after Rhinebeck, but it's so cool that she just names them all after songs, and then she prints the lyrics to the song on the ball band. Look at that. Boop, 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 boop. So cool. I actually saw some of her yarn at Wool Bearers, which was cool. She's a New Jersey dyer, so that was nice to see that she's in my local yarn store. Got very tempted, of course. Tried to limit myself to just the one impulsive yarn purchase, so I went with this one, but I'm sure some of that will find its way into my home somehow in the near future. They also they had a nice line of indie yarns there. They have a very nice collection of like Madeline Tosh, and then they have a lot of small dyers that I hadn't heard of. There was the Molly Girl, which I do know. There was the Periwinkle Sheep. I definitely almost went home with a skein of this color that I think it might have been called Evergreen. It was just this gorgeous, like emeraldy, but it was kind of like tonal. Oh my god, it was gorgeous. I will probably end up going back and buying it. My rule usually with impulsive buys that I'm like tempted by, if they're like kind of pricey, this was cheap, so it just came home with me, and I had like a general idea of like what I wanted to do with it. That I really didn't, and it would have just been straight up like impulse buy, and I'm sure completely worthwhile. But at 26 or whatever a skein, you know, I pause before I just automatically pull the trigger, usually, sometimes. This time anyway. My rule for these sorts of things is like, if I still want it in a week, I'm allowed to go back and buy it. But if I've completely forgotten about it, then like, it was a good decision to walk away. So I will probably be at Wool Bearers next Friday buying that for, you know, no real reason, just that it's gorgeous and I want it. You should look that up. I'll try to remember to embed a link to that yarn, like down here. I think that was everything I wanted to discuss. I'm gonna cast on this hat soon. I'm gonna work on the Christmas stocking for baby Abigail. I'm gonna finish this swatch one of these days. I'm really not motivated by swatch knitting. Like, it just feels like a hurdle that you have to clear to get to the project you actually want to work on. Which is why I've been swatching for like 3 days. And I've only gotten this far. By the way, you might notice I'm swatching in the round. The project is going to be knit in the round. I did not used to knit my swatches in the round for projects that would be in the round. And then my good friend Gina was like, hey, dummy, your knits and your purls are different sizes, so why are you swatching flat? She did not say it like that. She's lovely and wonderful. I would have said it like that to myself. And it just like clicked that like, duh, my knits and purls are different sizes. Why am I swatching flat for something that's going to be in the round? So I do now do my swatches in the round when I'm swatching. And just if it hasn't occurred to you to do that, like it hadn't occurred to me, think about it. I can't remember, I think my pearls were looser than my knits, and so I was like re-swatching and re-swatching and re-swatching for this sweater pattern, and she was like, you're swatching flat. Have you thought about maybe not? And then as soon as I did, I was like, oh, my gauge was right basically all along. Ta-da! So I'm doing that for myself now. I really just probably need to do a few more rounds. Well, probably like 20 more rounds. And then I can cast this off and block it and do the whole thing. Since there's some alpaca content in this, I'm expecting it to grow a little bit once it gets blocked. See what happens. And the outcome of my gauge swatch will determine the pattern I actually choose, so we'll see. So I can't wait to show you guys some more objects in the very near future. It is going to be Thanksgiving on Thursday, if you're an American, and that's very exciting. Kind of hoping right now that the baby doesn't decide to make an appearance like in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner. That would be a bummer. And thanks guys for watching. I hope you have a great week and happy New Year.